I should be working, but it's a beautiful day outside. Screw it, let's go ride. So if you watched my last video, I'll post a link up here if you haven't, go check it out. But you may be wondering why I have the Harley-Davidson 10-inch windshield back on this bike. Well, when I put the clear view on there, I ordered the extra large. Well, because I'm 5'10" and riding on the stock seat, apparently the extra large was too tall for me. So it did come up 2 inches over this. So basically where my line of sight was at the top of that windshield. So I couldn't actually really see over it unless I was like looking way ahead of me and like sitting as high up as I could. And so I really had to do a lot of my riding looking through the windshield, which you actually don't want to do. So as much as I liked the wind deflection on the highway, it was just too tall. So I took it off, put this 10-inch back on here from Harley-Davidson until I order a new one. Well, I just got off the phone with Clearview. I actually called their customer service and, you know, told them what went on. I told them I ended up buying one that was too tall, and I told them, like, I know I can't return it because I took the plastic off, so I'm not asking for a return or anything. But I told them like where it sat and kind of the seat and my height, and if he recommended the large or medium and what seat I plan on going with. I told him the Saddleman. So he's actually recommended, since this one my eye line is perfect and I can see over it, he recommended I go ahead and probably stick with the medium size. So I went ahead and got that ordered. And if you have ever ordered through Clearview, a lot of the time they do have to produce that windshield, and it takes about a month. It took me about a month before I got that XL one. And I asked him, I'm like, well, do you have any that are in stock so I don't have to wait another month? And he says they do. However, they have small blemishes. The one that I ordered actually just has like a 1/8 inch scratch in it down low, and they give you a discount for that. So I'm like, you know what, a little scratch on it, since I'm not going to be looking through it like I was the last one and I can get it sooner, let's go that route. So they give me a little bit of a discount for that, and it's actually getting shipped out, so I should have that hopefully in the next couple days and be able to put that on there. And I'll do a separate video on that to see how it does actually compare to the 10-inch and if that one's the actual right size for me or not. And if you guys watch any of the videos that I have on this bike, and you've noticed that one of the biggest complaints I have with these Harley-Davidson windscreens is I get a lot of noise in my helmet. And honestly, some of that is, I think, related to the windscreen because it's hitting me at the top. But some people mentioned that my helmet might be too big. So I'm like, you know what? I think it is, because I do get a lot of movement, and the cheek pads have worn in since I got in this one too. So I actually went to Cycle Gear and was talking to the guy up there, and I actually tried on some different helmets, and yeah, so this one is actually a size too large for me. So I'm actually going back up there over this weekend, which is Labor Day, because they're doing a sale. If you buy a helmet from them, you get a big discount on the cardio system for the comms and everything. So I'm like, well, heck, if I get those comms, I don't have to use the wireless earbuds, which I hate using because they're sensitive. So if I have my helmet on wrong or it shifts in any way, it's like the little touch dial on the earbud gets messed up, and it either raises the volume, lowers it, goes backwards, or messes up my volume, and it sucks. And it's not like I could just take my helmet off and fix that. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I think having that intercom system in the helmet will be a huge plus. And the one I'm going with, I was actually going to go with the HJC Alpha 91, because this one, even though it's a Harley-Davidson branded one, it's basically the HJC i90. And I like this helmet. It fits me good. It feels comfortable. And they didn't have any of those because they are pretty brand new. But he said for that same price range, Schubert's actually makes a great helmet, and it's rated like the quietest modular helmet on the market. It's been out for several years now, but still a great and top contender as far as quietness goes. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for, is I want a really quiet helmet. And I tried on the Shoei Neotech 2, which is a very popular helmet. You'll see on YouTube, it seems like almost everybody has that helmet, but it's $800. So if you add in the price of the helmet and then the cardio system, that's a lot of money for a helmet, which I get why you want to spend a lot of money on your helmet. Obviously that's going to save your life. So yeah, but $800 just for the Shoei Neotech 2, and it actually is going to be a little bit louder than the Schubert, just of the way it's set up. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Schubert, which is I think about $500, maybe a little bit over, and then get a discount on that cardio system. So I'm pretty excited to try that out and see if it does actually eliminate a lot of the wind noise that I get in this helmet. Because if I get that quiet helmet plus the clear view windshield that is the right size for me, I think this thing will be ready to go on some long trips. So as I mentioned, I should technically still be working at this point, but I make my own hours, so I can work around the rides. This is actually the second time I've taken this bike out today. It was so humid the last couple weeks that it is just miserable to ride. And now that humidity is gone, and it's supposed to get hotter again in this next coming week. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take advantage of this weather while I can. So I did. And that is the thing about this bike, man. Any opportunity I get to ride it, I'm gonna take it. And I try and ride this thing daily, not because I have somewhere to go or something to do, but it's so fun and enjoyable to ride that any opportunity I get, I take it. And it's just, like, I just ride around these back roads. I like to get out of the city, get away from the traffic and everything, and just ride on these back roads where there's not a whole lot of traffic. There's a little bit now more than normal just because some people are getting off work and picking up their kids, but usually it's pretty quiet out here, not a lot of stop signs or stop lights, and you can just put the cruise control on and go. And I liked riding my Sportster too, but not for very long periods of time. This thing I'll take out for several hours and just be riding around. I've got, let's see, I've got about 3,167 miles on this thing, and I bought it, I think it got delivered at the end of May, early June. And I haven't taken any long trips on this thing. It's all just been riding around here. I live in the Kansas City area, so I've been riding around the metro. So I think I'm gonna hit that 5,000 mile service probably before winter hits. So get that scheduled with the dealer. And there's one thing I wanted to talk about in this video as far as dealers go. So obviously if you buy a bike from Harley-Davidson, you're spending a lot of money. And they tell you that you're part of this community and all this stuff, whatever. Yes and no, depending on the dealership. I know there's some good ones out there and there's some not so good ones out there. But I have noticed most dealers do put on events. And even though I didn't buy this one at the dealer up here in town near me, it's the closest one. The other one I bought this one from is about 2.5 hours away, so I'm not going to go down there for an event very often. But even though you may not have purchased a bike through your local dealer, go check out their events. A lot of their events are free. The one I'm going to tonight is actually they're doing like a concert, and they're gonna have free beer, pizza, and they say games and stuff like that. But man, even though I already have this bike, I like going up to the dealership and looking at other bikes and seeing what other people are doing to their bikes that they bring up there. And I mean, if there's an opportunity where I can get free beer and pizza, sign me up. So I might not have purchased a bike from that dealer, but I did purchase it from a Harley dealership. So yeah, I'm gonna get as much free crap out of them as I can. And it is kind of an opportunity to meet other people too. I have noticed, man, with the biker community, it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, or what bike you have. People are friendly and they like to stop and ask you about your bikes. I can't tell you, it's like every time I stop to get gas in this thing, somebody comes up and asks about it. They're like, man, that thing's awesome. I had a guy telling me that he used to ride sport bikes in a bagger, and now with his age, the street glides, road glides are too big for him, and he didn't even know this thing came out. He's like, man, I might be able to handle that. So it's just funny that with this bike, I mean, I got a lot of compliments on my Sportster too, but I get a lot more comments on this bike. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing later today, and actually heading to here in a bit, is the event at the Rawhide Harley-Davidson dealership. So that's not the best dealership. It's not like, it doesn't have the best setup to have events at. It's just, it's got a rather small parking lot, and I don't know, it's an older dealership, so it's not as good as there's one up north by the airport that actually has a whole outdoor venue. They got a food stand and everything. So I wish that one was a little bit closer. I'd go to that one more often, because that is definitely set up for events. But you know, gotta take what you can get. So we're actually gonna head up there. I'm gonna take the camera up there so you guys can see kind of what these events are like. See, again, shit, I didn't realize I was going 47 in a 35. This freaking bike, man. It's gonna get me a ticket one of these days. Since none of my friends are cool enough to want to own motorcycles, got my brother-in-law back there following me in his truck. So if you guys are from Kansas City, we're at Rawhide Harley-Davidson here in Olathe. Alright, so not the biggest turnout in the world. Again, this isn't the best setup for outdoor events, but still, free pizza and beer, I'll take it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, if your dealer puts on events like that or just anything, take advantage of them. You know, we got to check out the new CVO models that are pretty cool. They also had the 120th anniversary models up there, and honestly, if I had to choose between the CVO model or the 120th anniversary models, I think I'd go with the 120th anniversary models. That paint scheme that they have on them just looks so good. That like dark red, man. If the dealer would have had one of those when I was buying this bike, I might have gone that route. And as cool as the CVOs are, man, I would just have a hard time paying that much for a Harley motorcycle, or just any motorcycle in general. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when we come out with more videos like this. I did get a shipping notification on the new Clearview windshield and the medium size. So if you hit that subscribe button, you'll be notified when I come out with a video reviewing that one. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.